Welcome to 90 Day Fiance.
Three-way.
Replay.
Okay, episode 4 from soup to nuts. How's it going?
It's good. It's a lot of nuts.
It is a lot of nuts.
What was all the nuts?
It was they were drinking soup and then everyone went nuts.
Oh.
You got it? You got the title? We should discuss the titles every time. Because sometimes I don't make the connections either.
Me too. Sometimes I don't get it.
Yeah. So they had soup and then everybody went nuts.
Okay.
But anyway, let's get started. Let's start off with Ellie and Victor. So basically, it's just about how Ellie arrives in San Andreas and she's going back and forth. She's like, I don't know if I should have come. I'm like, I'm not sure. And then she was asleep and then she wakes up and she's like, yeah, this is like the best decision ever. She's just kind of like going back and forth all over the place. And all of a sudden she gets a call. The clouds parted and the stars aligned and we hear Victor's actual voice and she finds out he's alive, which we all knew already anyway. And she's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, Victor, oh my God. She's just, she's in shock. And then TLC goes over Ellie's story again.
Of all the deaths in her family.
And she called her.
They list all her deaths again. They do that every episode.
Yeah, we're going to get really acquainted with all the deaths in her family.
Yeah, and then she goes to pick him up. Apparently he's at the airport in San Andreas. And then she gets into the taxi and then it cuts to commercial in order to emphasize, the dramatic reunification of Ellie and Victor. And then basically we see her pulling up. Victor comes out and you have this huge, nice, wonderful reunion, kissy, all that stuff, whatever. And then they talk about the hurricane, how he almost died. She can't believe it. They're kissing on each other, all over each other. And I'll say that he doesn't look as good as he did on the camera.
I have to agree.
He wasn't that good looking.
The camera made him look good, though. I don't know why.
Maybe it was the hurricane's destruction that, took him down a couple numbers.
That's true.
He might have been a 10, but he's like Hurricane 6 right now.
Yeah. The hurricane is a 5, so at -5.
Yeah, exactly. So he's at a 5. Good, solid.
Okay, I can see that. And then basically just are all over each other in the hotel room talking about how they can't believe it, how much of a horrible experience it was. The thing that worries me about it is that it's kind of like, I feel like it's going to cloud Ellie's judgments about Victor because they went through this crazy experience and she's kind of ignore the red flags, That's the only thing. But basically that's pretty much it. I mean, it was pretty quick. They're just them reuniting and then kissing up on each other and stuff. Do you guys have thoughts?
I mean,
sorry.
Après vous, mademoiselle.
Okay. So how about the fact that she herself mentioned that she might be a little bit cursed? She actually said it. I was like, oh my God. The words came out of her mouth. She's like, oh, I've never had, a second chance. Like my mother died suddenly. My husband died suddenly. My father died quickly after cancer. So I kind of feel like I may be a little bit cursed. I was like, you are, Ellie. You are.
I mean, who wouldn't feel that way after all that, right?
I know. And also, what about that she went shopping for Victor and his family, I guess, and she bought all that stuff for only $22. Did you see that when she was in the store and she walked out with 2 big old bags for $22?
Yeah, we couldn't even get that discount with Will's.
I know. You're right.
Gotta go to San Andreas
for
that discount.
Need that San Andreas special.
I was impressed. I was thinking that I would much rather be there than where Corey and Evelyn is, which is more expensive than the US, apparently.
And have dick soup.
Yeah. Those were my thoughts.
Clearly, they're not an exciting couple. We're not excited by them.
No, but I do like them. I'm curious where they're going to go wrong.
It's too real. It's too, I guess it's not relationship like driven. Their storyline is just forces of nature.
Yeah,
Not
death.
yet.
Death and destruction.
Not
Death and
yet.
destruction.
Yeah, okay. I'll be optimistic that there'll be drama in their lives.
It's coming. It's coming. I think it might be really bad.
You think he cheated on her while she was running a pizza shop?
Oh, definitely. Didn't he admit it?
No, like a third time after the fact.
Oh, yeah. Yep. And I think judging by the fact of how happy they cut these scenes, this whole episode, they seem really happy. I just see like a big downfall. It's like only downward from here. Like, of course, right? Like their whole season can't just be being happy.
Well, we haven't seen any good previews of their relationship.
That's true. It was just on the next one. It was just her going back to Providencia and it looking like a freaking disaster.
God, so bad. I felt so bad for them. When did this happen?
I don't know, but that looked terrible.
Yeah, there's nowhere to live for these people. Oh man.
Sorry, were you gonna say something?
I know. I was like a moment of silence, please, for
Right. That was a moment of silence for Providencia. I was just thinking that it probably was really bad going through that hurricane because everything was just totally destroyed.
Yeah, they said it was like she said it was like a paradise before, and now it just looks like it's like so terrible. Like there's nothing left. Maybe it'll just be them like trying to fix their house and build their life together.
Oh,
it's not like the good fun drama though, Yeah,
that's a cute storyline. I would rather the drama.
Yeah. No more death and destruction.
Yeah.
What did you think of their connection and their reunion? Do you think it looked real? Do you think like Victor really liked Ellie? Did you feel that or?
They liked each other more than Evelyn and Corey like each other.
Evelyn and Corey hate each other.
Oh God, yeah.
And I hate Evelyn and Corey.
Oh God. Should we talk about Evelyn and Corey?
Do you want to switch over?
Yeah.
Okay,
have we discussed everything in depth for what we want to talk about? Mr. and Mrs. Death.
No. Let's see. Okay, wait. I did want to say that I do think they seem like they really liked each other. I thought they were cute. I've never seen Ellie so happy before. That monotone voice that she had the whole time. I was like, it just changed. She's really, right. Really happy.
I agree. She did have more pep in her step.
Mm-hmm. So I'm happy for them. Okay, let's move on to the terribles.
Okay. Well, the terribles, of all the couples, always like talking about people are after a green card. Corey had a marriage for a green card, y'all.
Right? To stay in Ecuador.
Exactly. Oh, Jesus. So she reveals that they got married a year ago because Corey's visa is expiring. And the sisters were like, we could have bounced. But she was like, Evelyn was like, well, I thought I liked him enough to want to marry him, but instantly regretted the decision. And you could see in their wedding video, Corey was like a little bit more serious and she didn't even want to be there.
It looked really bad.
She looked rough. Like she was, telling herself she was making the biggest mistake of her life because she said she didn't even want to get married at all. And then, also revealed to her sisters that if it didn't go well, that they could quietly divorce because, if they were going to get married in secret, they can divorce in secret. But, well, what do we think of this?
Why are we watching these people who I hate so much?
And they not only that, but they hate each other.
That too. Evelyn, I mean, okay. Corey, I feel like he's not that bad. He's just probably, like what Evelyn said, not everything is all connected up there. But I think overall he seems like a nice guy. Okay, so I just want to get that out the way.
We'll see next week what this storyline with Jenny actually is, because there's more to the Peruvian than we're actually told. And so from the next on, apparently, if Corey doesn't tell Evelyn what's happened in Peru, that the friend was going to say what happened in Peru.
Okay, wait, but do you think that all right, let's establish this. They were married, right? You find out that they're actually married
For convenience.
and that he and Evelyn basically broke up and he went to Peru and he met this Peruvian girl. But Evelyn thinks that since they were married, he shouldn't have done that, even though they like essentially broke up.
Yeah, isn't that adultery?
Yeah.
Okay, so you agree with Evelyn?
I think so. I think that, yes, the wedding was a contractual obligation to stay faithful. And if you're having a rough patch, if you were separated, you go into estrangement, you figure out what, you give each other space, and then you figure out what you need to do, and then put a stamp on it. Is this over, or are we going to work on it? You don't give yourself permission to just go ahead and hook up with Peruvians after that, which, by the way, it looks like Ecuadorians hate Peru. So
they?
really, I don't know. I was just going by their reaction, but they're like, with a Peruvian, nonetheless.
They did mention that a lot. You're right.
So, I mean, I guess
skank Peruvian. Everything was
They're
always like Peruvian
"Oh my God,
afterwards.
that slut Corey hooked up with a slut Peruvian. How dare he? Oh, man.
What are your thoughts, Will, on it?
I agree. Like the marriage is like a totally different, it adds another dimension. Like a break when you're married is not the same as a break when you're just dating. You know what I mean? Yeah, so like I definitely think he was in the wrong for that. But I hate Evelyn so much that I don't really care.
At this point, you're like,
because
you
it's
could have
like
hooked up with like Argentinians and Chileans and
Yeah.
Brazilians.
because it's just like her wedding, it's like she doesn't actually even want to get married, even though she's already married, but like she's only doing it like for the principle. It's like she doesn't even like Corey just being mad because he cheated on her, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like she doesn't even want to be with him, it feels like. Did she cry? She said after the wedding ceremony, she freaked out and she cried.
She cried because she made a mistake.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not out of joy, out of sadness and
Her
regret.
life choices.
Yeah, so I don't know, it's different when your spouse hates you. Okay.
Well, let's
So-
talk about the dick soup. Oh, yeah. You want to say something?
Yes. I feel like, right. I don't even, how we say she hates Corey. So I feel like she's just using this as another means to torture him even more. Like she probably doesn't even really care that he cheated and was with another woman. She just wants to like make his life utterly miserable. And she's like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to turn this back. And actually, didn't she cheat on him a bunch of times when they were dating? I think they were off and on for a while, but they weren't married. They were just boyfriend and girlfriend at that time. And that's why they kept calling him like all the other dudes' names that she was like with. So that marriage paperwork really changes everything.
No, it doesn't.
She said herself it was for the green card. Like, it wasn't even anything truly emotional. So I don't know. Like she was, I think I'm on Corey's side on this. I would otherwise think that if you're married, it is a different situation. If you're going on a break, those things need to really be established. But she was stepping out all along while they were dating. And now she just wants to use this to torture him.
She basically hates him. And that she hates him so much, she and her sisters fed him dick soup because he was free to stick his dick to anyone he wants. So now he has to eat all the dick. Is that an appropriate punishment?
I want to shove that soup in her sister's mouth.
Which one? Both of them?
Both of them, but especially the one that did a lot of talking. I don't know what her name is. Do you guys know?
I don't remember.
No,
Sister A.
Sister
Sister
one.
A.
Yeah, this is Sister A.
Oh, Leslie.
Why does Corey want to be in this family?
Yeah, why couldn't he just date the Peruvian? I guess he's married. That's why.
Yes, he's married in Ecuador. He married solely to stay there. So, if he went to Peru and left that marriage, I mean, come on. What are the chances that Ecuador is enforcing their marriage laws outside of Ecuador? He could just be done. Just cut ties.
Oh, so if you
What he
file
should
for
have done.
immigration in Peru, just lie.
Yes.
Have you ever been married? No.
Nope.
I'll tell you in Spanish. No.
Yeah, that is
They
interesting.
hate him.
They do hate him. I mean, I could see why they're just defending her, like their sister, but they just something about the way they treat him is so like snobby and entitled. They come off really, really bad. Like Evelyn, they're just very off-putting.
Well, they told him they don't like him to his face. Made him eat dick.
Literally.
Literally.
It's sad. I feel bad for him. And
Yeah,
his
he's
treatment.
alone and in Ecuador.
I mean, have we seen Corey like really treat Evelyn as badly as she has treated him and her sisters?
No, it sounds like he's trying to make everything work. Maybe he does some things that aren't like the best, like the prom dress, but he doesn't do it maliciously. He just does it like
Because he's an idiot.
yeah.
That's a good point, right? It's not malicious. It's just because he's dumb. But freaking Evelyn like set him up. Like I didn't even tell him. She said I should even tell him about what he was walking into with his sisters because she wanted him to be totally surprised and caught off guard. And she smiled and laughed about it when she said that.
Yeah. She's super evil.
It's like, wait, it's just so, I just don't like her. She's not even evil in a good way. You know how there's some that's like evil and it's fun to watch? This one is
Mhm.
not fun. Okay, what do you think he did? What is this big thing about the Peruvian?
Well, what did he tell Evelyn? That they just went out and they weren't girlfriend, boyfriend? Right? Is that what he
No.
told her?
He said that they were just friends, but the girl was presenting as his girlfriend. And that they tried to hook up, but he had erectile dysfunction.
Well, the truth is they probably were girlfriend, boyfriend, and he banged her a bunch of times. That's probably the truth.
All right, well, that's not that bad. Everybody kind of already suspects that that's the case.
Yeah.
I thought the bad thing, I mean, it would be huge if he says that he has a kid.
I was going to say, was he had a baby?
That would be crazy.
But that would
He
be
should
so
go to
good.
Peru then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would just get out of Ecuador. What the hell are you still doing there? Nobody likes you.
Leave them.
Yeah, nobody likes you
Leave those bees.
there. Everybody hates you. Get out of Ecuador. Go back
That's
to
true.
Seattle.
They do. Everybody does hate him.
The parents don't.
Right.
They seem sweet.
How did they come up with those daughters?
Yeah, they all seem evil. Mean girls.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. We hate Corey and Evelyn.
The end. We hate them the most. Moving on.
Okay, let's do Binny and Ari. So, okay, wait. I just want to get off the bat. Do you think that Ari got work done? Because she looks so different and weird when they do those like interviews with her.
Maybe.
No.
Maybe weight loss.
Like
Yeah, I
her
just see it as
lips
weight
look
loss.
really huge and it's just weird looking.
Maybe it looks huge, like compared to her new body weight. I just see it as like she lost a bunch of weight.
Yeah, same.
Really?
Because her face and features look pretty similar enough. It just looked like she really lost that baby weight.
Okay. Man, she needs to gain some back then because I'm not digging it. It's looking really odd. Okay. Anyway, so Leandro and Binny they're getting along. They're sitting on the couch with the baby toys and stuff when Ari decides to take Leandro out and they go out for drinks. And then she says that she got really emotional because it made her realize that he, like, it's really done with Leandro, like their lives isn't going to end up together. And then he asks her, like, do you think you're making the right decision? And she says, yes, I like it here. I like Ethiopia. But I just feel like Binny is not like the best husband because I have to worry about him making stupid mistakes. And I feel like he doesn't know how to be a good husband. She kind of bashes Binny to Leandro. What do you guys think about that?
Was it bashing? It's more like that was their issues with their marriage.
Okay. She discusses her issues with her marriage.
Yeah, but did she say things that made it seem like she doesn't like him?
Well, she says he's not a good husband.
They're not even married.
Oh, right. Okay. A good fiance, I suppose.
But she said she loves him so much, like multiple times in the episode.
Okay. All right. That's true. Okay. And then also we find out the truth about her and Leandro about why they didn't quite end up together. It also does not make sense to me, but he does not want kids and she did. But if she did want to have kids, why did she just like up and leave and travel the world? I thought she said she wanted to travel the world. She wanted to travel the world and have kids?
I think she had a change of heart about her decision to have kids at age 25. And because he didn't, then that was kind of, she had to find herself.
Oh, okay. So then she up and left after that.
Wait, so were they married for 10 years?
Yes.
And she left at 25? Did they get married when she was 15?
I think they were married still, but not divorced.
Okay, so they got married later.
They were separate. They were separated. So they got together when they were in their teens, their late teens, and I think they got officially divorced at like 28, 29.
Ah, okay, got it.
Wait, so she was with Binny while she was still married to him.
It's very possible, yes, because she said that she still called him, and if Leandro didn't think that their marriage was over until the point where she was like, I'm having this baby.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, which was probably like a year and a half ago. I mean, Avi's still a baby.
Yeah. That's pretty mature of him. He doesn't come off as very emotional.
He's a physics PhD student, right? It's all about
they
that
have
science.
no souls.
That must be it. Because can you imagine your wife of 10 years leaves and then she tells you that she's impregnated with another person's baby and,
Well, he also wanted to do other stuff. And he was focusing on getting his PhD. He probably just put it in the back of his mind, right? Like, so she left, but they were still married, but they were technically like each doing their own thing. Yeah, strange kind of. And so I could see it.
So do you think they had that discussion? Like, even though we're married, we can sleep with other people, unlike Corey and Evelyn?
I don't know, maybe.
Okay, so they have that talk. And the next scene is they are celebrating a holiday, which is really fun to see. I had a good time watching this. They dance like around a fire because this is when they realize that Jesus was God's son. Am I getting this correct? Like at this time?
Something about the mountain.
Yeah, something fire. Oh no,
yes.
We're bad people.
All right, well, this is what I believe it is. This is like when they realize that Jesus was actually God's son, went the fire and came out of the fire, or something like that. Anyway, so they dance around the fire and then they jump it to make a wish. And everything looks very happy until they all sit down with Binny's family. And Leandro is there, by the way. And right away, the sisters jump in and they're like, hey, Leandro, we heard about the New Jersey thing. And did you know that Ari lied about it to Benny? Like, what's that all about?
She didn't. Well, I guess she lied by omission.
Right.
Is that lying by not telling the?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did she lie though? She didn't say what happened. She just didn't choose to share.
Well, I mean, because she knew he was gonna get mad.
Yeah, but
She
better than
probably should have.
lying.
I mean, her stupid mistake was that she told the sister instead.
Yeah, that's
so-
your first. That's a rookie move.
I was gonna say, like, when they're doing the fire thing, I was like, I bet you his sisters like hope Ari burns. I
And
bet you they want
Leandro.
to set her on fire right now. They really don't like her.
They really don't. And basically, and Ari's saying, like, listen, you keep comparing me to Benny's ex. Like, I'm not his ex. I'm not going to take away the baby, okay? And then she's like, no, we have to ask. And she puts her finger up in Ari's face.
Yeah, she did. I noticed that too. Finger all up in her face.
Oh, no. I would not have handled it as well as Ari. I thought she was pretty calm during that.
Well, she was solo.
Mm.
You gotta have friends as backup when you want to throw hands.
What? No, she could have.
No, man, you got that big sister in the back. Are you kidding me? That's like 4-on-1. That's not fair.
I mean, come on. Benny's going to pull somebody apart.
No, he's not.
Okay, well, fine. Still, I don't know. I would even sacrifice. I'm like, you know what? No, I don't care. I'm just going to throw my hands up in here too. But they don't go at it. She handles it well. But then she's like, all right, you know what? I'm ready to. Oh, they confront Leandro about it. And Leandro's like, well, she was only with me for like, wasn't it like only 2 days or something?
Girl, he only needs like 2 minutes. Relax.
He knows all about the physics.
Exactly. Technically, when light travels,
Yes.
you're not really together.
The speed of sound.
Oh, actually, since atoms don't touch, technically they didn't touch.
Oh, okay. I did not like the way the sisters were with Ari. How about you guys?
I
Same.
think they're rude.
Especially if it's like what do they expect? She already said no, so why do they keep asking? Like, what's the point of continuing to ask? And like, what do they hope is like for like Ari to do? I feel like they're just pushing her away more. Like, if I was her, I'd be considering leaving even more because of the sisters.
Same, me too. Ari's like, listen, I'm not going to leave. I'm not the ex. And she's like, well, we have to ask. We have to ask because you are just like the ex because, she was American. You're American. It's like, they see you're comparing. And they, after they said they weren't comparing. But also, those sisters, I can understand they're trying to protect their brother, but you need to understand that your brother also has to take responsibility for his actions. He chose those 2 Americans. Okay, he could have had the other girl. What was her name? The very beautiful
Sion.
Oh, it's Sion.
Sion.
Yeah.
He could have been with her, but he wanted to be with an American. I mean, he had big dreams and hopes, so he did that.
Well, he chose
it.
someone who couldn't petition him to go to America. So that's first mistake.
Why not?
Because apparently she already did it once. That's why she went to Ethiopia. Because he couldn't get him. It don't look good.
Was that really the reason? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I forgot about it.
She went to get Leandro.
Oh, you can only do it once.
No, I don't think so, but it's not a good look. Like, after you divorce, you're trying to get another spousal visa from another dude in a different country. It's not a good look.
It looks like a business.
Correct.
But that was 10 years ago.
No,
More
they
than 10
just
years.
got divorced.
Oh, but
Their divorce is fresh.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah. All right, I can see that. Well, what about the other American?
Well, maybe she was a bitch.
So he chose wrong twice.
So it's his fault.
It is.
And
his
they
fault.
both have like things with their exes.
Yeah, Sion was in love with him.
Yeah.
So, but
He
do you
could've-
guys? Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, yeah, he could have been with Sion.
So, do you guys think he chose Americans because he wanted to come to America?
They chose him.
Oh, I mean, yes, they
Uh,
did. They did choose him. That's true.
It's a
But on
striking
his end,
Ethiopian man.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, he does seem like he has a lot of aspirations. Like he's a rapper, a dancer, martial artist. Maybe he got big dreams in America.
I agree. I feel like he doesn't come off that way, like right away, like if you just see him, but just from some of his actions, like he had a long relationship with Joan, and that didn't happen. But he like met these two Americans, and bam, pregnated right away, got married.
That's true.
Okay. I don't know the exact reasons, but it's a little bit suspicious.
Damn, what's the luck? Two Americans, things with their exes. It's like the universe doesn't want you to come to America, Biniyam.
Yeah.
Technically, you need a replicate of 3 in order for this to be a fact. So he needs
I
one
would
more try.
I wouldn't be surprised if you tried again.
Yeah. Well, we don't know because according to the future episodes, Ari goes back to America and they talk by
Yeah.
video chat. Can't wait for that.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh.
You would think he would, learn his lesson from the first wife if he's acting a fool, that he would treat Ari better.
That's a good point because she mentions about how he leaves with his friends like really late at night, and when he doesn't communicate with her, and when she tries to bring it up, he just shuts down. And he says that it's because of his upbringing that he can't express his feelings. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, he better learn because he's about to drive the second one away again.
Sounds like they need that South African uncle's therapy.
That would be so unacceptable to me. Oh, heck no. No. Nope. Very unacceptable. So Leandro leaves. It was his last day. He leaves. Ari hugs him for a really long time. She gives him a kiss. Benny feels weird about it. But Leandro says that he feels like she's living a happy life here, and he feels like he got closure from seeing her with Benny and her family. He's going to move on and be happy. And Ari's just going to stay back and work it out with Benny. She's like, it made her realize that Benny was really the one who was like a better fit for her. And she loves him a lot. And they have that conversation where Benny says he wants to be a good husband, doesn't want her to leave, that Ari and their son is his world, God's gift. She's like, then you need to start treating me like God's gift. Okay. The end.
Yeah, that was a good place to leave it off.
Any predictions?
Well, we see that she's going to bounce. So
No, I know, but like, why? Why do you think? Remember when she was like, you did this, so I don't know if I want to go back. What do you think he did?
Oh, so you think she left because of that? Because
that something happened? I'm just trying to put context into that conversation.
I think he just neglected her or something. Just like went out with his friends like for a whole week or something.
That's going to be enough to send you back, I guess.
Well, if it keeps on happening, and like this was like the last straw, and she's alone there. It's only her only friend is the nanny.
And the sisters hate her?
Yeah, I would bounce.
I would bounce too. I would not put up with that. No. Like, you know what? I don't really know what his deal is. He doesn't want to have a family. I don't know, but I'm gone. Screw you, sisters. I'm about to throw a party that I'm leaving you. And I would like bring balloons and bring, boo, yay! Like, bye, I'm on the plane, taking the sun.
So you were right, sisters.
You were right.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
I hope you feel good about it.
Exactly. Right?
That's good.
What benefit are they going to get except that? They'd be like, see, I knew it. I knew it. Them Americans. That's all I got for them. Oh, she does like end up taking some, like, they go to a bath thing with cold water and like a naked lady to take out all the negative energies. from their relationship. This is something that Benny recommended for the next on.
Mhm.
So yeah, looks interesting. Let's see if it works.
I guess these are the benefit of watching the other way, seeing the other cultures and what they do, stuff like that. That's cool.
Mhm. I like it.
All right, so we switch to our loves, Kenny and Armando. All right, so it's a family road trip. Kenny and Armando, Kenny's daughter and Armando's daughter. What are their names? The daughters. The daughters that go
Kelsey.
with
I think there's a Kelsey in there or a Casey.
that sounds familiar. And then Armando's daughter. So they pack it all into the car and like they go for a road trip to visit Armando's family. And you see Kenny's daughter interacting with Armando's daughter, and it's cute, super cute. And then they visit Armando's family, and the big thing is like, is the dad gonna be there? Is the dad gonna welcome them? Like, how is the dad, Armando's dad, gonna react, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they drive a few hours to get there. There's like all hugs and kisses and like, nice to meet you. Everything's all nice. And Armando asks, where's dad? And the mom's like, oh, he's at the store. And then it's like super, really dramatic music. And then there's like a 1 second fake out because like the next second that dad pops out of nowhere.
He was in the back, guys. He was in the back.
I was like, yeah, it's like a 1 second cliffhanger. And then we find out, he was there all the way. I mean, all along. And the mom was covering for him, but it doesn't matter because eventually like we see that he's there. And then he hugs Armando and he has like this really tight, like very loving hug. You could tell he really loves Armando and he missed him. And then he kind of just like gives like a handshake, half hug to Kenny and his daughter. But Kenny was happy with it because he was like, he's never hugged me before. So it's a step in the right direction. Right. And then the next thing that they're wondering is, like Kenny's wondering is like, is Armando going to bring up the wedding? Because that's the whole reason why they're visiting. Right. So the next scene, you see them eating out, they're having dinner and they're eating this like really good, like bomb ass looking Mexican food.
Oh my gosh. It did look delicious.
Looked so good.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Kenny was like, this is better than a restaurant. And I'm sure it was because it looked like it was better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Home cooked. Oh man.
Yeah. And so Kenny just says thank you. And he says like, some nice pleasantries and everybody's like happy and like, laughing with each other. And he's wondering like, is Armando going to actually bring it up? Is Armando going to actually say like, we're about to get married? But then from Armando's point of view, he's like, we're really happy right now. I don't want to ruin this moment. And I could see his point. So, I mean, I could see why he would want to bring it up. And it's kind of like, it's like baby steps, I feel like it's a really big step. Even just them having dinner and laughing together is a big step. So I could see why he would want to wait. What do you guys think?
100% agree.
Totally agree.
Yeah,
Totally.
you don't want to, that was a moment to savor. And you don't want to throw a monkey wrench on that.
Yeah. Plus, like they were like relating more to Kenny because Kenny was like crying, or him and his daughter were crying about being separated for so long. So kind of like, I feel like humanizes them or makes them more relatable to the family in some kind of way.
Humanizes them as opposed
No,
to
you know what I mean? It's like
the gays aren't human.
Well, they don't support the human race, apparently.
We had to protect the human race at all costs.
According to the Mexican government.
Oh, that made me tear up. That's good.
Yeah, so it makes it more relatable. So I could see like that whole thing was like a really nice moment for them to have. And I was thinking like, this better have a good ending. Because if this doesn't have a good ending, I'm quitting this show. I'm quitting this podcast.
And I'll be
I'm quitting all of this.
I'm done. Over this.
So
what if it does?
We'll see.
What if it
Oh my
doesn't?
God.
We would riot. We would probably write like a strongly
Yeah.
worded letter to TLC.
Yeah.
But
I tried to
at
reach out
least,
to Kenny personally.
Seriously, Kenny, what the fuck, bro?
What's going on, man? Get it together. What were you gonna say, B?
I was gonna say, but at least this night ended really well, right? they had a great dinner and they laughed with Kenny and his daughter. And, man, his daughter really broke down during Kenny's, like, she just straight up, it wasn't even just like a little tear and it was just like a straight up.
Yeah, just his parents were freaking out. They were like, is she dying?
Also, she covered her face.
Oh,
She knew.
yeah, it was the ugly cry.
It
was
was.
an ugly cry, yeah.
Yeah. She knew to cover her face.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah,
And Armando's mom started crying too.
Yeah. So she felt it. She knows. I mean, shouldn't that make them like Kenny more? At this point, how could you hold out for Armando being with a woman? I guess like he faked them out because he was married. But now it's like you gotta get over it. It's done.
Yeah. Well, I think they have to save the human race.
I think this is a big step for his family. And I'm really glad he didn't come out and put something else on top of everything. Because the father came out, hugged and acknowledged Kenny, sat with them, ate with them, and considering like how traditional like a Mexican or Spanish, overall a machismo culture or whatever could be. Like it's like, wow, it's really wow.
And he told him he loved him.
It was so sweet.
I know.
That's true. It's very loving.
So for Armando to do it in the morning, maybe like during brunch, perhaps, like after
he needs
mimosa.
to walk with his dad. He needs like a one-on-one time with his dad and like just full on just say it.
Yeah. And it seems like that's what we get from the next time.
So what do you think he's crying on? Do you think he's crying because it's like a great reaction, or do you think he's crying because it's, bad?
I thought he said he needed time.
I don't know. It could be a fake out. Maybe I need time to
get my
plan.
text.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It could be a fake out because it does seem like TLC is trying to come up with things to make it seem like there's turmoil and then it turns out to be okay. So I don't know. But I guess they got to draw some drama from somewhere. So they could be turning nothing into something. So it's hard to tell.
Okay. What about what are your thoughts on them wanting to have a big wedding versus just having a small one?
A big fat gay wedding?
Yeah, like knowing how his family feels about everything and like how everybody in that culture feels about stuff, but he like still wants to go all out, Armando, and like have that big wedding. What do you guys think?
I think he's still Mexican. So, he just happens to be gay. So apparently Mexicans want big weddings.
Yeah, that's what they make it seem like. So I think he's just doing the same normal thing. It's just in a gay way.
I wonder if his first wedding with the woman was also humongous.
It probably was. I'm sure it was.
Yeah, he had a big straight wedding. You should have a big gay wedding.
Yeah.
Well, I just think twice because considering like how he tiptoes over everything, like, he's so cautious about mentioning, like he waited so long to even mention Kenny, and he's just like, he's very aware of his culture and how they feel about this. But now he's just like, I wanted to have like a big old wedding. I don't know. It just seems shocking to me. Like I wouldn't have expected it of him. Just of how cautious he's been throughout the whole thing.
But don't you think that's the reason why? Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Don't you think that's the reason why? Because he had tiptoed so long that now that everything's out on the table, he's like, big gay wedding.
Yeah, but then he tiptoed over everything because he was worried about like what everybody's thinking. He knows that they wouldn't be accepted. And so now he wants to have like a big wedding, knowing that people probably might not still accept it or might not agree.
I think maybe he's like compartmentalizing, like his family is separate from his new life. In his new life, he wants to have like this big celebration. And it seems like the fact that he has like a gay wedding planner and like the gay assistant, even there, like, you got to do it big over here. It seems like it would make sense to me that he wants to do it big in the way that everybody does it, and it's just like maybe he's separating that from his family's reaction.
But the big wedding is because of all the family members. Like it's not like because of all the, I mean, I guess like, yeah, you can have like a lot of friends, but like normally it's like a big like barbecues are, like a big
Mhm.
thing because it's like you have a lot of family, like a lot of extended family.
Yeah. Well, I guess, I mean, I don't know who that's true. I don't know who he would invite.
That isn't
If
his
he,
family.
yeah. But I mean, I feel like it makes sense to me. He
But-
wants, he wants to, like Mexicans do it big for weddings and he wants to have a big wedding.
I went to a Mexican wedding. It was pretty big.
I mean, I'm not denying that Mexicans have big weddings. I just say that I'm just like I'm just shocked about it. Is all I could say. Like I wouldn't
Yeah.
have thought. I would think that he would just be like, it's like hard for my family to accept it right now. They accept it, but I don't want to make it more of like an awkward thing between everybody. So let's just have like a more conservative one. But you know what? Like I'm glad that he's not letting this hold him back. That he's not letting his family reaction or how they might feel hold him back from having what he wants, which is a big wedding.
Yeah, it
Even
would
if
suck
nobody shows up.
I was just gonna say it would suck if like nobody showed up.
The kids will
That
be
would
there.
suck.
Kenny's kids will be there.
Yeah.
So there'll be at least 4, plus the grandson. So 5.
But that wouldn't be considered a big
Plus Hannah, that's 6. Plus the wedding planners. That's 8. So we're
plus the
99,
TLC
90 more.
producers.
Yeah.
And the sister, probably, right?
Oh, the sister. His 2 sisters, yeah.
Right. So hopefully it works out. Everything works out okay.
Yeah, and they
Yes.
have kids. Right. That we're already up to 20.
Great.
Let's move on to the creep of the episode.
My God. I don't even know where to begin.
I
Okay, so I
love-
guess they finally meet each other after like several flights. He's waiting, or she's in the terminal waiting for him to get out, and their reunion, guys, is so awkward.
I was gonna say I love this for you, Dylan, because I know how you love awkward and cringe. And I was
listen,
like,
it's
oh my god,
so
Dylan must be dying
Bad
right now.
when they like were hugging and he dropped all his bags, I was just like, this is gonna get real awkward real fast, right? And then they kissed, and I was like, I could not look.
Yes, I felt like
I was in cold sweats because I was like, I hate this so much.
I feel like you
hate
would feel
everything
it
about
throughout
this.
their whole scene, like
Oh,
everything,
God,
everything, all of the scenes of that.
I was getting hot because it was bad. I'm like, ew.
Like, oh my god, I love this. Dylan has to talk about
Oh
this.
God,
and
it
I
was so bad. It was so bad.
if you can watch this, then you can watch that other show, Love
Which
on the
one?
Spectrum, or
No,
was
it'd
it?
be even worse for
No,
me.
no, this is worse. Let me
No,
tell
no,
you,
I
this is
can't.
worse.
I
What do
don't
you?
know.
What do you think? Well, do you think this is worse?
I think this is way worse. Love on the Spectrum is sweet.
See, thank
Sweet
you.
and
This-
beautiful.
I couldn't.
I was just watching it before we started.
Okay. Well, before we let's just take a step back
Okay.
because I don't like the awkward scenes. So how did you guys like the Russian like moment of silence before you embark on your journey? That was the weirdest thing. I was like, wow, you have a moment of silence for Jesus to protect you on your journey.
I think
Didn't
it's-
Brandon? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I think it's fine. It's just in the context of Alina, it's like they're mourning her.
She
They're, like saying goodbye.
Yeah, that was like his going away was just like so cheerful, and like you see them for like 45 seconds of just silence, nobody looking at each other.
Didn't Brandon and Julia talk about this from like the other 90
Oh,
Day
that you have to be
Fiance?
quiet. I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I really liked it because it does give you like, when you're in a rush and you're like grabbing all this stuff and you're like, all right, hurry up, we got to get in the car. We're going to be late. And you're like doing all these things and you like forget a bunch of things because you were in a rush. I like this idea of like, okay, we need like a moment of silence and nobody talks. And then you can think in your head, oh yeah, like I forgot this. And I forgot. She didn't really mention about how it's like for Jesus. Did they say it was for Jesus?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I think they said it was, like for traveling. I don't know. But I do like Julia's interpretation of it. Like, if you're gonna do something big, like you need like one moment to like maybe think about it, or maybe to really also savor savor and enjoy that moment
Mhm.
or realize the significance of something.
It's pretty good. Meanwhile, the clown is playing piano in the airport for pocket change, I guess, which also kind of impressive. Any other things that I'm missing? I didn't take any notes from these people. Sorry. I hated both of them. Okay, so they finally make it to their taxi, and they make out some more, which is real awkward. Ugh. And then they finally get into their hotel room, and instead of some sexy time, they have sexy Mormon scripture reading.
Yes.
Yeah, like, I mean, I guess in Alina's brain, she had pictured this to be like a magical reunion where they could just like hug and like spend time together. But he was like, I'm gonna sleep on the couch, see you in the morning. And she like got her nightie ready and everything.
It was a nice nightie.
Right? Like she was like ready. But he was like, have a good night.
Yeah, like he was trying to rush her, like to get the night over with. It seemed like because he just, I guess, cannot contain himself. He needs to get out of there as soon as possible.
Yeah, exactly. He just doesn't want some accidental scooterly poop.
He doesn't want to accidentally fall into her.
Yeah, he might, fall into the valley. And Jesus frowns upon this behavior, even though he's already done it.
Yeah, it's sad for her because she's young. She wants to have that moment of reuniting with her boyfriend, and Steven is messing it all up.
Okay, how weird is this kid? Morning hits and they go on their morning walk, and this idiot jumps into a pool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, who does that? I guess he does.
Yeah,
he's
it's
known
weird.
for those kinds of things.
Maybe
I could see how it could be an enduring for like 5 minutes and then it get old really fast.
Yeah, they get real old. I guess cold showers are very common for Mormons. I'm kidding. That was a joke. I was just joking. Don't cancel me. But
Alina says, which makes me think that it's true when Alina says that he likes being the center of attention. I'm like, okay, if he doesn't like that, it's like to get attention. But like, really, everybody just thinks you're annoying.
I sure did. I'm like, dude, really? Right now, you're extra. Also, you jumped in with all your clothes.
Right. Okay. And then, so I want to make a comment like about the whole him wanting to like rush the night. I do like at the same time though, he was just I don't know, like doing really awkward things or like the thing he didn't want to do, which was like have sex or like be tempted, was like all the things he was doing so many things to make that happen. For example, like he kept asking for kisses over and over. Okay, he gets out of the shower and then he wants to like hug and kiss her while he's wearing a towel. I'm like, oh God. Oh, but he doesn't want to be tempted. He doesn't. Yeah. Oh no.
But she picked up on it real fast because she was like, listen, maybe he's the one who's actually not committed to this Mormon faith because he's the one who can't contain himself. I'm like, listen, Queen, you're smart. Get out of this before it's too late.
That's very true.
Yes, exactly. She picked up on exactly what was going on. I mean, and then okay, so she brought that up also when okay, wait, let me finish. Let me let you finish with your overview.
Well, I mean, that was pretty much it. So they go and walk into the hostel that he has booked for himself. But she was really adamant about them being together since she feels like the whole point was for them to cohabitate, not necessarily have sex, but to, get to be with each other, and that he had vowed to protect her. And the reason that he seems to be distancing himself, she thinks is an excuse for him to go talk to other women. And it's true. Like, don't you think that he's putting himself in that position where if he's not with Alina, that it opens him up more for the temptations that he wants to separate himself from?
Exactly. Like if he truly cannot control himself, then what's to stop him from talking to somebody else when he's not with Alina? I guess the big question is like, did he answer her friend's messages?
Oh yeah, we didn't even get an update on that. I need some updates.
She sent him like 13 messages, she said, right? Like a hella messages.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could definitely see Alina's point of view. It's like, why can't you control yourself? Like, if you're not willing to be with me just because, I don't know, I'm young, I'm like she says, I'm young, I'm beautiful.
She
I don't
sure
feel
is.
yeah, I don't feel safe. Like, can't you just be there to make her feel safe at least? But you're afraid you can't
Exactly.
control yourself.
Yeah, is
Like,
that
come on.
the only thing that goes in his brain?
I really think it is. Doesn't he seem like a really
Kind of
freaky
creepy guy.
dude?
Yeah.
Super freaky, which it was like a huge that I feel like that's what made it even more awkward and yuck for me. Worse than Love on the Spectrum. Love on the Spectrum, they were just so cute and loving, sweet. But Steven's just like a creep.
Yeah, he seems very creepy. It's the stuff he says and the way he says things that you're just like, dude, I don't know. That's weird.
And the way he kisses her and the way he's just like constantly trying to like make sexual advances.
Yeah, he's always touching her and shit.
It seems like
mhm.
he wants to get married really fast so that he can do it with her and be okay. Yeah.
Oh, didn't he make some kind of comment like, oh, like marrying Alina is going to be different. It's going to be a commitment. I'm going to have to like change my ways from what I was doing before. I don't know. It was kind of like insinuating like he was doing a bunch of other girls. Now he had to like commit to Alina. And he wasn't sure about it. Do you guys remember something like that?
I tried to block out a lot of these people.
Okay. Yeah. And I was like, what? I think he was like maybe sleeping with a bunch of people in the US. It might be true.
Oh, man. What can we do? Can we help her? Are they married?
You gotta set her free.
Is it too late for them?
Save Alina.
I have to save her. I have to go to Turkey.
Also, let me just say that I never thought of like a hostel as like a convent or something. Like, come on, we've stayed in hostels and it looks like it's a pretty you can meet a lot of people and get a lot of things done there.
Oh, it's a cesspool in those hostels.
Exactly. Like if you try to not be tempted, I don't think a hostel is where you're gonna want to go.
Yeah, he needs to be in the apartment and she needs to be in the hostel.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
She could probably control herself.
Yes, and so Alina even points that out. She's all like, wait a minute. So if he can't control himself around me, and at least I could trust that we could control ourselves because I have trust in myself, that we're not going to do anything. I'll make sure nothing happens. But how am I supposed to trust him out there with some other hoes? I mean, they don't have to be hoes, some other girls out there who don't have the same values or whatnot, or the same priorities. And, he's going to behave himself, but he can't do it with me. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
This whole couple doesn't make any sense. I'm very annoyed.
But Alina was smart. She picked up on that. She mentioned it. She's like, no.
And I feel like she's wasting her youth on him.
Her youth and beauty.
Exactly. It's
and
like,
her smartness.
He can recover from this because she's young, but it's like you could have just not wasted the time.
Well, I mean, everybody's allowed one
free pass.
Big romantic mistake, right? So this is hers. So it's good she's getting it out the way early so that she can learn from it.
Oh man.
Right?
Yes, this is true. But I just want to also say that Steven has a lot of confidence, and this should be a lesson to many young men out there. It doesn't matter, what you may look like. You can get a lot of women. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Like nerve can bring you far.
Yes, exactly. Nerd, because right, I feel like a lot of people that I know who are, very, who are good looking and this and that. They have, lots of they don't have as much nerve as Steven, and you can go far with nerve from what I've seen with Steven.
He's got a lot of nerve.
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
the who's the poster boy for this is what's his face? Colty,
Oh,
right?
ew, yuck.
Okay, but at least Colty, okay. Yes, you're right. But at least Colty, he has like some kind of funny sarcasm about him. Like he's actually like kind of funny.
Mhm.
But like Steven is just so weird and awkward in all the thousands of ways. And
Mhm.
creepy too. Like Colty, he was like funny. Like you can see how somebody might think he's a little charming.
Mhm.
But like I just don't see it at all with Steven. Personally. What do you guys
Yeah.
think?
No, any of the endearing charm from episode 1 is gone now.
Yeah.
He just seems like a super creeper now.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like a creeper, attention seeker. What could be worse?
The combination of both.
Yeah.
Plus, like religious,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oppression,
Fanatic. Yeah.
fanaticism.
He's
The
a little
facade
bit-
of religion.
And that's the thing. It's like he's not even a fanatic. He likes to pose like he's a fanatic, but it's not even true.
Oh,
So he's a fraud on top of being a creep.
this is weird. Oh, goodness. Yes. Correct. All right, let's move on. Is there anything else with them?
I hate them the most.
They were super cringy. I was so happy you had them, Dylan.
Ugh, bleh.
Was there anything on them for the next on?
I can't remember. That's how much I block them out.
I don't
Yeah, I
think
don't-
so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Jenny and Sumit.
Okay. Theirs wasn't that long. Right. Jenny and Sumit. Okay. So like it starts off with Jenny. She's like washing clothes. Have you guys ever been to another country where they had like little washers like that?
Yes.
Yeah, right. Me too. It reminded me of my grandma's washer back in the Dominican Republic. And the first time I went there and I saw this little washer, I was like, wait, what the heck is this? What is this? Like that's the why. What? I can only fit like 3 things in there.
Oh, and you have to use the sun to dry your clothes, so they
Yes.
stink after.
Well, no, not if you dry them correctly.
In the sun?
Yeah.
I guess it's like if the place that you're drying it at
Has good
polluted-
circulation.
Yeah, if it's
Oh,
polluted
okay.
air. If you're
Mhm.
drying it out in the, in the open air and, your patio, then it smells like whatever's outside.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I don't have a dryer. All
Yeah.
my clothes are air dry.
You
Yeah.
still don't have one?
No, we don't have a dryer.
What? I thought
Can
you.
you please explain to the listening public why you
I've
don't
never
have
had a
dryer?
dryer. I don't. This dryer is a foreign concept to me. It's a luxurious dryer for rich people. My dryer is called the sun.
You dry your clothes in your bedroom, dude. There is no sun in there. That takes 3 days to dry.
No, I'm talking about. I do it outside, but not
Oh,
not,
okay.
not inside.
So you don't do laundry when it's raining?
We have a deck with a roof.
Oh, so you use air power.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, hang on. We're talking about Jenny and Sumit.
Okay. So,
To reel this
Jenny
back.
was washing in the little washer. She's probably hung up her clothes to dry. And she gets mad at Sumit for not having a passport, and they need to figure this out now because Sumit is just used to his parents handling everything. And this is like now he lives with Jenny and he needs to do things on his own. So they go to the passport place where there is a very nice looking officer.
Did you think he was handsome?
I have to say he was pretty good
Mm.
looking.
All right. Interesting.
You guys didn't think so?
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't remember what he looks like.
Me too.
It
was
must not
memorable
have
to me.
resonated with me.
It resonated for me.
Oh, okay.
That, oh, wow. Okay. So it turns out that it's super easy to get your passport. All
Tell him
do is
you
apply
lost it.
online. That's right. You just go online, boop, boop, boop. If you've been living in that place for 6 months, then they'll just verify that. And then you're cool. They'll issue you a new one within a month.
What if I lost my US passport? Is it also that easy?
I think it is. I think you just go to the embassy, like the US embassy. And so then Jenny like gives Sumit a talking to, and she's like, you know what? I think you could have done this, but you just have like a lot of fear and the hesitation in you because your parents took care of everything. And then Sumit actually says yes. He's like, okay, yes, it's very true, yes. And she's like, you need to like start doing things and taking control. Like you need to marry me. Like if you don't want to marry me, fine. That's fine too. But just let me know so I can go about my business. But if you do want to marry me, you need to just do it because you're overthinking everything and you're not making things happen. Can't live your whole life like this, Sumit. What do you think?
She's completely right. He's stuck like in the stage of like not being able to do things for himself. So it's kind of helpless, even though like the passport thing, he made it seem like, oh, they have my passport. So it no longer exists. Like I can never get a new passport. And it was actually very simple to get a new one. So it does seem like he really can't cope with certain things. And while he does agree with her, it seems like also he would just agree with her all the time, no matter what, just to like make her be okay because just so she gets her way, because he can't give her the one thing that she really actually wants, which is to get married.
I think that's a good word that you said, like he can't cope with it. Because it does seem like something that you'd think would be very easy for an adult to do, which is just to call and ask, how can I get a new passport?
Literally just Googled, what do I do if I lost my passport? And there's a whole thing.
Yes. So, yeah, I think it's like a coping. He can't quite figure it out because his parents did handle everything, I suppose, for so long that he's just like, it's going to be, or maybe also his situation. Because like even getting a divorce, he needs to get his parents' approval of it or something and all of that. So he probably thinks it's just as hard to get a passport and that it's probably going to be just as complicated, that they're going to have to contact his parents. He probably thinks for everything they're going to have to contact his parents. And that maybe that's also has it like holding him back.
But he has a new parent, Jenny.
Right, exactly. That's your new parent now, Sumit.
He sure is definitely treating him like a child.
Well, she has to because he's acting like a child.
He is kind of a child.
He is. I totally agree. And I don't know, I like Jenny here. This episode, I really liked her. She did get to the point of it. She's like, all right, you know what? I don't want to force you to do anything you don't want to do. Like if you want to marry me, then you need to just do it. And if you don't, then tell me. And
maybe
let's
the
move on.
Hare Krishna opened her mind. The Hare Krishna
Yes.
gave her the insights.
And then for the next on, doesn't look good. Does not look good. Jenny mentioned something about not being part of his family at all. So we see Sumit meeting up with his dad and mom and brother and maybe his brother's wife, saying that Jenny needs to be part of the family. And then the dad's like, nope. And the mom just gets up and walks away.
Yikes. Drama.
Yeah. But I mean, it's good. So now you know, like now you got to make that choice, for sure. Make that choice and don't lead Jenny on. Jenny doesn't have much time left. So you got to hurry up.
And her retirement's running out. It's like $2,000, man.
Stop wasting her time, man. And just like make a decision. I mean, I understand you want to give up your family. Like I understand. Like if your family's going to totally disown you and you're used to them doing everything for you, that's hard. Right. So I could see if he chooses his family, but the important thing is like you just have to make a choice.
Sumit can't even, I don't think he can decide anything. Like, I'm so annoyed by him right now too. Yeah, I do agree that it's like a hard situation, but he has to man up or woman up or whatever it needs to be for him to get the courage to make a decision. Because I think he's been dating Jenny for like 10 years, like over 10 years. So you're right. Her clock is ticking. And then I'm not talking about for fertility.
All the things he's put this woman through, by the way. The least you could do is marry her. It's the least you could do.
I agree. Jenny's like, I'm only here for you. I have no family. I left my family. I left them. You said you were going to marry me 5 years ago.
Yeah, see, and she was happy to spend the remaining days she has left in India with him. So it's like, come on, just give it to her. She's got like 10 years tops.
And then you can marry
Right.
whoever your family wants you to marry.
Yeah, exactly. It's
And
not too late.
He already married whoever his family wanted. And look at how unhappy and terrible he felt. Right? Like he
Yeah.
followed all the traditions, married someone while he was still in love with Jenny and leading her on. And now he's
Listen.
going through this really expensive divorce.
I don't understand because this relationship with Jenny has been preordained by the stars. So,
Right.
right?
You're right.
So at this point, fulfill your destiny.
Yes, the psychic or whatever told his mom, like, this one's going to be trouble. He's going to be with an older woman.
And he knew that when he was 13. He's like 30 something. That's half his life.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine? Sorry, go ahead, Will.
No, I was going to say, yeah, that's true.
Okay. I was going to say, can you imagine if it became like that? Like if the mom or like the parents, when they get these messages from the psychic, if they're like, oh my God, older woman, we must protect him. And they like lock him away in a room that he never speaks to older women.
And then the internet was invented.
Yes. And they never even, that one came out of left field. They didn't know that one. Or they thought he was just going to work. And little did they know he was like hitting up the people too at the same time. I don't know. I'm just saying. And then that's all for them. That's it. Will they get married? Will they or won't they?
I don't think they'll get married.
Oh man. I'm gonna say yes, just because you better.
I mean, I want them to.
I don't think they'll get married either, sadly.
Yeah, the last episode we'll see them on is Jenny getting back on a plane. And he has to say bye. And she won't look back.
Oh,
no.
Look at your faces. You can see it happening.
And then what?
And then she has to live with her like daughter again on the couch.
And then what?
And then she dies.
Oh, Harold and Maude. It's Harold and Maude.
Oh no.
All right, that was a good sad story.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I have my own fan fiction available now. 90day3replay.com.
Made me cry. 5 stars.
5 stars only.
Speaking of 5 stars,
All right. Just want to say thank you to everybody who gave us a 5-star review. We really appreciate it. If you haven't done so, please do so on whatever podcast app you use. It really helps us keep creating the podcast. And with that said, thank you, Dylan. Thank you, B. Anything else?
It's almost Christmas.
it's almost Halloween.
I know.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Boop, 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 boop.
This year flew by. Can't
Sure
believe
did. No, that was it.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
it. Bye.